watching this video. In this video, we will understand model context protocol with Power BI. So the video is actually going to be very simple. So at the end of this video, you will be able to understand how to use MCP with Power BI and what are the use cases it solves. So starting with, we will understand what an MCP is. So I believe reading from this image will give you a better context on what MCP is. As you could see, LLM. So as we all know, it can be either be a Chat GPT or Gemini or anything, any sort of LLM. Before MCP, they will have to communicate with multiple APIs. Like there will be an YouTube API, there will be an API for Zapier, there will be an API for Slack, which in turn actually makes it monotonous and uh, was efficient, but not to a greater extent. But once after this MCP comes, so as you can see this image, LLM is connected to only single API, that is MCP. So as you can see that after that, MCP takes care of the rest of the things, and it will have the predefined instructions inside MCP on what to do with multiple APIs. So it solves this problem where this LLM only chats with this MCP, and the rest of the things are actually taken care by uh, MCP. So the problem is why Power BI still feels manual. The thing is, when you're actually developing application, you can use ChatGPT more effectively than actually analysts doing using ChatGPT for DAX queries, because analysts actually spend a lot of time writing DAX, fixing error, and understanding models. Debugging measures and the relationship is low, and there are multiple tables actually attached behind a data model. When you're asking a help from ChatGPT or any sort of LLM, you will have to give all the information, and the chances of it returning the right answer is actually impossible, because whenever we use a DAX with ChatGPT, if it's a straight query, it answers perfectly. When there are multiple relationships attached to that, it really becomes messy, and you will have to work it to make it better. So what is MCP? So as I said before, Model Context Protocol, it is a standard way for tools to communicate with AI agents. MCP shares context and metadata, not the raw data. So we will see an example for this one. So So as we all know that Power BI MCP as extension has recently released by Microsoft. So that is actually available in VS Code. So we will go for a demo after the theory session. So it's a small theory session to make you understand what you're going to do MCP with Power BI. So what are the actual benefits of this MCP in regards to Power BI? First is model understanding. Since it is already directly connected with Power BI, the MCP, it is great. It understands the model easily, and any sort of complex queries, since it has a good understanding of relationship between the tables and the models. Whatever DAX query you're going to pass, it's actually going to give you an accurate result for 99%. And also if there is a governance that a company follows, once you give these instructions to the LLM, the MCP, it actually takes care, make sure that the conventions are already followed. And we will see when to use MCP and when not to. So use MCP when you're exploring unfamiliar models. So you are going to actually review reports built by others. So when a multiple data analysts are working in a team, you will have to actually review the others report. So at that time, usage of this MCP makes it much more easy. Validating DAX and logic. Sometimes you write DAX queries, you will be not feeling confident enough about that. You can just use it for validation, since it has got a very good understanding of models that happens on the back door. And also, as said before, enforcing standards. And we will see when not to use MCP. So any data that is live stream, we should not use MCP as it gets refreshed. So it's not actually applicable for real time interaction. And automating clicks inside Power BI, that doesn't actually work with MCP. So MCP as it's thinking, and it doesn't actually replace Power BI. And you have to see how to connect MCP server with your Power BI desktop. So you will have to have this Visual Studio Code. Open VS Code and go to extensions. Go to extensions and type Power BI MCP. So this is the one that you will have to select. So as you could see that I've already installed it, just click on install and it will get installed. So the next step is you will have to connect it with your Power BI desktop. You will have to click on Control Shift P and just click on list servers. Since the Power BI desktop is already active, so it will be displaying here. So click on Power BI modeling MCP and click on start server. So you could see that log rises up and it will get you connected to the Power BI desktop. So the next step is you will have to communicate with your Power BI desktop. This is where the magic actually happens. So this is the agent similar to Chat GPT, which has got a connection to your Power BI. For example, I'm going to tell it to get connected to sales report. So I'm just going to type in. So I have this. So please connect to sales report from my Power BI desktop and tell me how many tables are present. I'm just going to click enter. Yeah, as you could see here, I given it a question, so it created a short plan and actually given me that it has found one table, and the name of the table is sheet 1. We will just cross verify it if it is right. So I'm just going to my table, the data model. As you could see, the name of the table is sheet 1 and there are no other table present. So it is giving me the right answer. So we will test it further. I will just try to find out the unique number of customer keys. So please provide me with unique number. So you will have to give customer key, the exact name, exact column name. So I'm just going to click enter and we'll just wait for the result. So once it runs the queries, it will ask you for permissions. You will have to say yes, continue with the operation. So once you confirm, it gets the permission from you to proceed further and it will be working on the calculation. Well, as you can see here, the unique count comes up to 10,559, and this is what the output that it gave me. And we'll just verify that in. Okay, so I've just written a same DAX query for this, and I'm actually able to verify that it's 10,559. So it has given me the same unique count. So by this mean, you will be able to actually chat with your table like how you do in chat gpt. You will be able to actually communicate with your data model and get answers. So I will just ask it, give me the DAX query for the above. So let's just wait for the DAX query. In case if you're new to DAX or you're doing an internship somewhere where you're finding it little bit difficult to work with DAX, this is the best thing that has come. And previously using ChatGPT for DAX wasn't so much effective, because you will because the ChatGPT model doesn't know what your data is. It will be having a multiple relationship. So to overcome all those things, this is the new MCP server where you will be actually able to do talking with your data and get the query. So I've tested it with multiple queries. Out of 95%, it has given me a right thing. So you can see that. Thank you for actually watching this video. Have a great day.